Have you ever wondered how penguins survive the Antarctic, or why they're some of the best swimmers on the entire planet? Today we're going to be diving into the history and the origins of penguins and how they evolved. So get ready for some really cool facts that you've definitely never heard before. Penguins are a really interesting bird in the sense that they don't fly. They've adapted so that they're aerodynamic because they like to swim, but they don't fly, right? So they really are world-class swimmers. They exist in a habitat in the southern hemisphere, all the way from Antarctica up to the shores of Africa, right? So a lot of water and specifically very cold. So they adapted to be very aerodynamic so they can glide through the water, and they hunt in the water, so they go really fast and they catch fish. But they also adapted to survive this cold. They have a very oily coat, right, that kind of serves as a layer of insulation. So that when they go through water, they're actually pretty waterproof. And they preserve heat very, very efficiently. Beyond that, being an amazing swimmer means that they can travel pretty far distances in the water. So let's jump into some of the penguin types. The emperor penguin is the largest penguin. This one is famous for walking miles and miles on the ice to hatch their kids. And this is kind of the most famous penguin you're going to see in like Happy Feet, right? The second most famous penguin is the Adelie, which is small, very social. They're known for making ginormous colonies, and they have a funny little waddle. The king penguin is the third most famous penguin, and he's close to the emperor, but not as big, but very easily recognizable from the orange and gold feathers. Each species has very interesting personality and lifestyle, and some of them even mate for life, which is really, really cool and interesting. Very unique, especially for birds. And talking a little bit more about their adaptations, penguins really are masters of their environment. They adapted to be super good swimmers. They adapted an oily undercoat, like I talked about before, to stay dry and insulated. And they really adapted to group together. They huddle together and preserve their body heat using the few degrees they have between them, right? That oily undercoat to preserve the heat, which is a very interesting adaptation. You don't see that a lot. So becoming great swimmers and preserving the cold meant that they could actually live most of their lives in the ocean, not on land. This is extremely unique in the fact that a bird is living most of its time in the ocean and not the land. Very, very rarely seen. Another interesting fact is that, like I said before, penguins actually mate for life, or at least some of them. And I would say a good amount do, right? They form extremely strong family bonds, which is also very unique for a bird. So next time you see a penguin, just remember they're not just super cute, right? They're also super well adapted. They're really masters of their environment. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below what your favorite penguin or penguin movie is, and don't forget, like and subscribe.